First strike from the void. Admiral James Richardson stood at the viewport of Lunar Defense Station Theta, his weathered face reflected in the reinforced glass as he watched Earth rotate slowly below. 30 years of service had left silver streaks in his dark hair, but his eyes remained sharp as ever. The same eyes that had overseen humanity's greatest secret, Project Aegis Shield. The quantum detection array's alarm shattered the station's routine silence. Commander Natalie Patel's voice cracked through the comm system. "Admiral, multiple spatial anomalies detected at the edge of the Kuiper belt. Mass signatures consistent with large vessels." Richardson's jaw tightened. They'd trained for this, prepared for this, but hoping it would never come. "Show me." The holographic display materialized in the center of the command center, showing dozens of massive objects emerging from what appeared to be tiers in spacetime. Their design was unmistakably artificial, angular, geometric shapes that defied human engineering capabilities. "No attempt at communication," Patel reported, her fingers dancing across the quantum interface. "They're accelerating toward the inner solar system. Energy signatures suggesting weapons charging." Richardson closed his eyes for a brief moment. Humanity had debated for decades about how first contact would occur. Would aliens come in peace? Would they be hostile? The optimists had won the public debate, but the pessimists had won the funding. And now, it seemed, the preparation would pay off. "Execute Protocol Umbra," Richardson commanded. His voice was steady, decades of command experience evident in every syllable. "Alert all Earth governments simultaneously. Classification level Omega is hereby lifted." Around the solar system, hidden installations began powering up. What appeared to be mundane asteroid mining operations transformed as massive hangar doors opened in the sides of supposedly hollow rocks. Mining vessels shimmered and changed as advanced holographic camouflage deactivated, revealing sleek warships bristling with weaponry that humanity had officially never developed. "Sir," Patel's voice held a note of concern, "the alien fleet, they're launching smaller craft. Trajectory suggests Earth as their target." "They think we're defenseless," Richardson said, a grim smile playing across his face. "That's exactly what we wanted everyone to think. Execute Battle Plan Delta 7. Let's show them humanity's teeth." In the depths of space, humanity's secret fleet emerged from hiding. Ships that had been concealed in plain sight for years revealed their true nature. The public would soon learn that their tax dollars hadn't just gone to space exploration and asteroid mining, they'd funded the most elaborate military deception in human history. Commander Marcus Wong's voice came through the comm from the flagship HSS Vigilant, "All battle groups reporting ready, Admiral. The Sentinel-class destroyers are in position. Carrier groups are launching interceptors." The alien fleet's approach was aggressive and confident. They clearly expected to find a primitive civilization with perhaps a few orbital defense platforms. Instead, they were about to encounter a force that humanity had spent 50 years secretly building. "They're broadcasting something," Patel reported. It's being transmitted worldwide. Breaking through all communication channels." A voice filled the command center, speaking in perfect English but with an artificial quality that suggested advanced translation technology. "People of Earth, your resources and strategic position have been claimed by the Hexarch Dominion. Surrender now and accept status as a protectorate, or face immediate." Richardson cut the transmission with a gesture. "I think we've heard enough. Commander Wong, you may engage at will. Show them humanity doesn't surrender." The battle began with a flash of light as Earth's hidden fleet opened fire. Quantum torpedoes and graviton beams, weapons that officially didn't exist, streaked across space. The alien fleet's formation scattered, clearly surprised by the unexpected resistance. "They're regrouping," Patel reported. "Energy signatures suggest they're preparing to return fire." "Good," Richardson said, watching the tactical display. "Let them come to us. Activate the gravity well generators." Let's see how they like fighting in our territory. Hidden installations throughout the asteroid belt powered up, creating artificial gravity wells that would disrupt the alien fleet's formation and movement. It was a technology that humanity had discovered decades ago but kept secret, knowing it might one day make the difference between survival and extinction. On Earth, billions of citizens looked up at their screens in shock as news broadcasts showed humanity's secret fleet engaging the alien armada. The carefully maintained illusion of a relatively primitive spacefaring civilization shattered as humanity's true technological capabilities were revealed. The first wave of alien fighters encountered Earth's interceptors and discovered another surprise: human pilots who had trained their entire lives in secret facilities, preparing for this very day. The resulting dogfight lit up the space between Mars and Earth like a new constellation. Multiple direct hits on their lead vessels, Wong reported. Their shields are strong, but our quantum torpedoes are getting through. They're pulling back to regroup. Richardson nodded, watching the tactical display. This was just the beginning. The aliens had clearly expected an easy conquest, but they were about to learn that humanity had never been the vulnerable target they appeared to be. The real question was, how would they react, and they realized they'd walked into a trap. All units, Richardson broadcast to the fleet, execute attack pattern Omega. Show them what humanity can do when we're fighting for our home. The battle for Earth had begun, and humanity's greatest secret was now its greatest weapon. The next few hours would determine the fate of the species, but they wouldn't go quietly into the night. The aliens had come expecting to find prey, but instead, they'd found a predator that had been patiently waiting in the shadows, ready for this very moment. As Richardson watched his forces engage the enemy, he couldn't help but think of all the years of preparation, all the secrets kept, all the resources diverted in secret. It had all led to this moment. And now, humanity would show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of when pushed to the edge. The real war was just beginning. Operation Shadow Protocol. As the battle raged across the solar system, Director Isabella Reyes stood in the underground command center beneath Geneva, preparing to address the United Earth Council. For 30 years, she had overseen the civilian side of humanity's greatest deception. Now, it was time to reveal the truth. The quantum screens showed real-time footage of Earth's hidden fleet engaging the alien armada. Each explosion lit up the space between Mars and Jupiter, testament to humanity's secret technological achievements. The council members watched in stunned silence as Director Reyes began her briefing. Operation Shadow Protocol began in 2084, she explained, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. When we detected the first encrypted quantum signals from deep space, we realized we weren't alone. But more importantly, we realized we weren't safe. The holographic display showed historical footage, the construction of massive underground facilities, secret shipyards hidden in asteroid cores, and training centers buried beneath the lunar surface. We made a decision that would shape human history, Reyes continued. Instead of announcing our discovery to the world, we created the greatest deception ever attempted. We showed the galaxy a facade of a young, struggling spacefaring species while secretly preparing for war. Above them, Admiral Richardson's fleet executed a complex maneuver that caught 3 alien destroyers in a crossfire. The quantum torpedoes pierced their shields, turning the massive ships into expanding clouds of debris. The public space program was our cover, Reyes explained. While everyone watched our seemingly primitive attempts at Mars colonization, we were building advanced warships in secret facilities throughout the asteroid belt. Every failed mission was actually delivering crucial components. Every budget overrun was funding our real space force. Commander Lakshmi Patel's voice interrupted through the quantum comm. Director, the alien fleet is launching a second wave. They've adapted their shields to our quantum torpedoes. As expected, Reyes nodded. Admiral Richardson, you may deploy the Phase 2 weapon systems. Throughout the solar system, hidden weapon platforms emerged from their camouflaged positions. Technology that humanity had reverse-engineered from studying alien quantum signals was about to be unveiled. We knew they were coming, Reyes continued her briefing. The quantum signals we intercepted contained encrypted tactical data. For decades, we studied their transmission patterns, broke their codes, and prepared countermeasures for every technology we detected. The holographic display showed the fruits of those preparations. Graviton pulse cannons mounted on seemingly derelict space stations opened fire, creating localized distortions in spacetime that trapped alien vessels. Ships that had been disguised as communication satellites revealed their true nature, launching swarms of autonomous combat drones. The Sentinel initiative was our masterpiece, Reyes explained, bringing up technical schematics. While we publicly struggled with basic ion engines, our best scientists were perfecting quantum drive technology. While we claimed to be decades away from artificial gravity, we were building ships that could manipulate gravitational fields as weapons. In orbit around Jupiter, the massive form of the HSS Vigilant demonstrated these capabilities. The flagship's quantum drives created a controlled singularity, drawing in several alien vessels that had ventured too close. The tactic was devastating and unprecedented. The aliens had clearly never encountered an enemy with this level of technological sophistication. But our greatest advantage, Reyes continued, was psychological. We knew that any advanced civilization would expect humanity to announce major technological discoveries. Our silence made us appear primitive. We played into their expectations, letting them believe we were an easy target. The tactical displays showed the alien fleet's disarray. Their formation was breaking apart as they attempted to counter weapons and tactics they had never anticipated facing. What they had expected to be a simple conquest was turning into a sophisticated battle against a prepared and technologically advanced opponent. The asteroid mining operations were particularly crucial, Reyes explained, showing footage of massive facilities hidden within supposedly hollow asteroids. While the public saw basic resource extraction, we were actually building the largest shipyards in human history. The Sentinel-class destroyers were constructed in complete secrecy, their existence hidden even from most world governments. Commander Wong's voice came through again, "Director, we're detecting massive energy signatures from the alien flagship. They appear to be charging some form of primary weapon. Execute Protocol Omega-7, Reyes ordered without hesitation. Deploy the quantum interference array." Hidden transmitters throughout the solar system activated, creating a complex web of quantum fields that disrupted the aliens' energy weapons. It was technology that humanity had developed specifically to counter the weapons signatures they had detected in the encrypted alien transmissions. Every aspect of human civilization for the past 50 years has been part of this deception, Reyes revealed to the Council. The public space program, international conflicts, technological development, all carefully managed to present an image of a divided, struggling species. Meanwhile, we were unified in secret, preparing for this very day. The holographic display showed the true extent of humanity's hidden infrastructure: massive underground cities on Mars, quantum communication relays disguised as debris fields, and weapon platforms hidden in plain sight as civilian satellites. The aliens expected to find a primitive civilization, Reyes said, watching as another wave of Earth's fighters engaged the enemy. Instead, they found an entire species that has been preparing for war for half a century. Every technological advancement we publicly claimed was impossible, we had already mastered. Every weakness we displayed was a carefully constructed illusion. The battle continued to rage across the solar system, but the alien fleet's initial confidence had been shattered. They had expected an easy conquest and instead found themselves facing an enemy that had spent decades preparing specifically for this confrontation. And now, Reyes concluded, we reveal humanity's true face to the galaxy. Not as victims or easy prey, but as defenders of our solar system, capable of standing against any threat. The Shadow War begins now. As if to emphasize her words, the HSS Vigilant unleashed its main weapon, a quantum cascade that rippled through space, disrupting the atomic structure of 3 alien cruisers simultaneously. The ships simply ceased to exist, their matter converted to energy in a brilliant flash of light. The United Earth Council sat in stunned silence as they processed the magnitude of the deception they had just learned about. 50 years of human history had to be rewritten, but first, there was a war to win. Above them, humanity's hidden fleet continued to demonstrate just how dangerous a prepared opponent could be. The aliens had come expecting to find prey, but instead, they had awakened a sleeping giant, one that had been watching, learning, and preparing for this moment for longer than most people had been alive. The battle for Sol. The asteroid belt erupted in a series of calculated explosions as Admiral Richardson's trap was sprung. What the Hexarch Dominion had dismissed as random debris fields suddenly came alive, revealing themselves as carefully positioned mine clusters. Their detonation created a cascade of quantum disruptions that ripped through the alien fleet's rear guard. "Status report," Richardson demanded, his eyes fixed on the tactical display aboard Lunar Station Theta. Commander Wong's hologram flickered as he responded from the HSS Vigilant. "The enemy fleet is split, Admiral. Their remaining forces are divided between Saturn's rings and the Mars orbital zone. Casualty reports showing we've destroyed 30% of their capital ships." The battle had been raging for 6 hours, spreading across the solar system as humanity's hidden fleet executed battle plans 50 years in the making. The aliens' initial shock at facing advanced human technology had turned to desperate fury as they realized the extent of humanity's preparation. "They're adapting faster than expected," Lieutenant Raven Hayes reported from her tactical station. The young officer's hands flew across the quantum interface, updating battle projections. "Their shields are reconfiguring to counter our graviton weapons. Effectiveness dropping by 20% per engagement." Richardson nodded grimly. They had anticipated this. "Execute Phase 3. Deploy the Lazarus swarms." Throughout the solar system, what appeared to be fields of space debris suddenly activated. Millions of microscopic robots, disguised as cosmic dust, began assembling themselves into larger combat units. This was humanity's answer to adaptive alien shields, weapons that could reconfigure themselves mid-battle. The alien fleet's commander, apparently realizing the danger, launched a desperate attack toward Earth. 5 of their largest dreadnoughts, each nearly the size of a small moon, began charging what appeared to be their primary weapons. "Multiple gamma-ray burst signatures detected," Hayes called out. "They're trying to punch through our orbital defense grid." Richardson allowed himself a small smile. "Activate the Mobius shield." Hundreds of satellites around Earth, which had been disguised as weather and communication platforms, synchronized their quantum fields. The result was humanity's greatest defensive achievement, a shield that didn't just block energy weapons but reflected them back at their source. The alien dreadnought's weapons fired simultaneously, 5 beams of concentrated gamma radiation that would have sterilized Earth's surface. Instead, they struck the Mobius shield and curved impossibly through 4-dimensional space, emerging behind the alien vessels. 2 dreadnoughts were destroyed by their own weapons before they could react. "Remarkable," came Director Reyes's voice through the quantum comm, "the shield's efficiency exceeded our simulations. Technical teams are already analyzing the data." In the space near Jupiter, the HSS Vigilant led a squadron of destroyers in an attack on the alien fleet's command structure. The human ships moved with impossible precision, their quantum drives allowing them to appear to be in multiple places simultaneously, another technology humanity had developed in secret. "Enemy forces attempting to regroup at the Saturn defense line," Wong reported. "They're converting their damaged ships into some kind of defensive platform." As expected, Richardson responded. "Deploy the Phantom Division." This was humanity's ultimate surprise. Ships began appearing throughout the battlefield, vessels that had never been built. They were quantum projections, indistinguishable from real ships, created by technology that humanity had reverse-engineered from studying alien quantum signals for decades. The alien fleet found itself fighting an enemy they couldn't properly target or count. Every time they adapted to one human technology, another was revealed. Their tactical advantage of superior numbers was gradually eroding as humanity's true military capability was unveiled. "Sir," Hayes interrupted, "we're detecting massive energy buildups from their flagship. Pattern suggests they're attempting to open some kind of spatial rift. They're trying to call for reinforcements," Richardson realized. "Execute Protocol Omega Black. Authorization Code, Prometheus Unbound." Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum transmitters activated. Humanity's most closely guarded secret was revealed, technology that could disrupt faster-than-light communications and travel. The alien flagship's attempt to open a spatial rift failed spectacularly, the energy feedback destroying several nearby support vessels. "Message from their command," Hayes reported. They're requesting terms." The command center fell silent. After 50 years of preparation, 6 hours of battle had brought humanity to the brink of victory. But Richardson knew better than to celebrate too early. "Stand by," he ordered. "Maintain battle positions. Director Reyes, are you receiving this?" "Confirmed," Reyes replied. "But our quantum analysis suggests their transmission contains encoded data packets. They're still trying to send a message through our blockade." Richardson's expression hardened. "Then we'll give them our answer. All ships, execute attack pattern Delta 9. Show them humanity's final card." The HSS Vigilant and its escort fleet began a complex maneuver that had never been attempted in actual combat. Their quantum drive synchronized, creating a cascading field of spatial distortions that trapped the remaining alien ships in localized time dilation effects. "Time dilation field stable," Wong reported. "Enemy fleet is experiencing time at 1,000th of normal rate. They're effectively frozen in space." This was the true extent of humanity's technological achievement, the ability to manipulate spacetime itself. While the public thought humanity was still struggling with basic rocket technology, their military had mastered forces that reshaped reality. "Send them our message," Richardson commanded. "Show them exactly what happens to those who threaten Earth." The battle wasn't over, but its outcome was now certain. Humanity had revealed itself as not just a capable defender, but as a force that had surpassed many of their would-be conquerors' capabilities. The galaxy would soon learn that Earth wasn't just another primitive world to be conquered, it was home to a civilization that had turned paranoia and preparation into an art form. Enemy within. While the battle raged in space, Colonel Raj Kapoor led his security team through the sublevels of the Geneva Earth Defense Complex. The quantum scanners in their advanced combat suits, another piece of technology humanity had kept hidden, swept every corner of the facility. "Movement ahead," Lieutenant Frost whispered through their secure comm channel. "Quantum signature is fluctuating. Definitely not human." The infiltrators had revealed themselves minutes after the space battle began, their camouflage technology failing when Earth activated its quantum detection grid. Now they were trapped in humanity's most secure facility, desperately trying to complete their mission. "Hold position," Kapoor ordered, checking the facility's internal sensors. "Director Reyes, we have them cornered in Section 7. But there's something else you need to see." The infiltrators had accessed one of the quantum mainframes, and what they were downloading wasn't military data, they were accessing Project Oracle, humanity's deepest secret. In orbit, Admiral Richardson received Kapoor's report while monitoring the ongoing space battle. The alien fleet was still trapped in the time dilation field, but strange energy readings were emanating from their ships. "They're not here for conquest," Director Reyes's voice came through the quantum comm, her usual composure shaken. "Admiral, the infiltrators were accessing Oracle's predictions. They know what's coming. 20 years ago, humanity had developed Oracle, a quantum AI system capable of processing parallel timeline probabilities. It had shown them something so terrifying that it had accelerated their military buildup beyond all previous plans. Something that even the Hexarch Dominion feared. Security breach in Level 9. Frost's voice cracked through the comm. They're changing. Kapoor's team rounded the corner to find the infiltrators had shed their humanoid disguises. Their true forms were crystalline, almost geometric in nature, and they were interfacing directly with the quantum mainframe. Stop them. Reyes ordered. They can't be allowed to transmit that data. But the infiltrators weren't trying to transmit, they were trying to confirm something. As Kapoor's team surrounded them, the largest of the crystalline beings turned and spoke, its voice resonating through the quantum field itself. You know what approaches, it said. Your oracle has seen it. We came not to conquer, but to test. Above Earth, the alien fleet's energy readings suddenly made sense to Richardson. They had never intended to destroy Earth, they were measuring humanity's capabilities, assessing their readiness for something far worse. Show me what Oracle predicted, Richardson demanded, linking his neural interface to the quantum network. The images that flooded his mind confirmed his worst fears. They're coming, the crystalline being continued. The void harmonics. What your oracle calls the Great Silence. We have fought them for millennia, watching galaxy after galaxy fall into eternal darkness. We had to know if humanity was ready. In the command center, Director Reyes accessed the full oracle predictions. The quantum AI had seen it decades ago, a force moving between galaxies, consuming all forms of electromagnetic energy, leaving only silence in its wake. The true reason stars seem to be going dark across the universe. That's why you attacked, Kapoor realized. You needed to force us to reveal our true capabilities. Humanity's deception was too perfect, the being confirmed. Your shadow fleet, your hidden technology, we needed to know the full extent of your advancement. The void harmonics cannot be fought with light or energy. Your quantum manipulation technology, your ability to control time and space itself, these are the weapons needed for the true war. Through the quantum network, Richardson watched as the alien fleet began powering down their weapons. The time dilation field shimmered and collapsed as human ships ceased their attack. How long? Reyes asked. They crossed the gulf between galaxies in 300 years, the crystalline being replied. They have already begun their approach. The galaxy must be ready. Humanity must be ready. In orbit, the HSS Vigilant sensors detected new energy signatures from the alien fleet, not weapons, but communication arrays, extending an offer of alliance. You understand now, the being continued, its crystalline form refracting light in complex patterns. Why we had to be certain. Why we had to know if humanity's deception hid weakness or strength. The void harmonics cannot be allowed to claim another galaxy. Kapoor lowered his weapon, looking at the quantum display showing the oracle's predictions. The images were clear, a wave of absolute darkness moving between the stars, leaving only silence in its wake. A force that didn't just destroy civilizations, but erased the very possibility of their existence by consuming the energy that made life possible. Admiral, Reyes's voice was firm. The oracle's predictions align with their story. This was never about conquest. It was about survival, not just ours, but everyone's. Richardson stood at the viewport of Lunar Station Theta, watching as the alien fleet regrouped, no longer as enemies but as potential allies. Humanity had spent 50 years preparing for war, only to discover they had been preparing for something far more important. Send word to all commands, he ordered. The enemy of our enemy approaches. And we have 300 years to prepare for their arrival. The crystalline beings began interfacing with Earth's quantum network, sharing information about an enemy that threatened not just one world or one species, but the fundamental nature of life itself. An enemy that humanity's hidden fleet and secret technology had been unknowingly designed to fight. The real war, it seemed, was just beginning. Humanity ascendant. 1 month after the battle that changed Earth's destiny, Admiral Richardson stood in the newly constructed Galactic Defense Council chamber, carved deep beneath the Himalayas. The room was filled with both human leaders and crystalline Hexarch representatives, all gathered around a massive quantum projection of the Milky Way. The void harmonics have already consumed 3 galaxies, High Commander Xyrix of the Hexarch explained, its crystalline form shifting colors as it interfaced with the quantum display. They move through the intergalactic void, leaving absolute darkness in their wake. No radio signals, no light, no electromagnetic energy of any kind. Director Reyes stepped forward, her neural interface synchronizing with the quantum network. Oracle's predictions show their arrival in exactly 312 years. But we've discovered something they don't know about us. The quantum display shifted, showing the unique properties of human quantum manipulation technology. Unlike the energy-based technology of other civilizations, humanity's greatest achievements worked by manipulating the fabric of spacetime itself. We hid our advancements not just from potential enemies, Reyes continued, but from the universe itself. Our quantum tech doesn't rely on electromagnetic energy, it exists in the spaces between traditional physics. That's why your sensors couldn't detect our true capabilities until we revealed them. Colonel Kapoor, now heading Earth's new Void Defense Initiative, brought up tactical simulations. Our quantum drives don't just move ships through space, they move them through possibilities. The void harmonics consume energy, but they can't consume what doesn't technically exist. The assembled leaders watched as simulations showed human ships using their quantum technology to create pockets of normal space within the void-consumed regions. Areas where light and energy could exist, protected from the all-consuming darkness. This is why the test was necessary, Xyrix acknowledged. We fought the void for millennia using energy weapons, trying to destroy them. But you've developed technology that can preserve life even in their presence. Technology that can create safe havens in the darkness. Admiral Richardson activated his neural interface, joining the quantum network. But we need more than safe havens. Oracle has shown us how to take the fight to them. The display shifted again, showing new designs that merged human quantum technology with Hexarch crystalline engineering. Ships that could traverse the void between galaxies, weapons that could affect creatures that existed in the spaces between traditional physics. Humanity's paranoia served the galaxy well, Reyes said. We spent 50 years preparing for any possible threat. Now we have 50 times that long to prepare for a threat we can finally see clearly. The quantum display showed construction already beginning throughout the solar system. The shipyards hidden in the asteroid belt were being expanded, new facilities were being built in the Kuiper belt, and Mars was being transformed into a fortress world. The void harmonics consume traditional energy, Kapoor explained, but our quantum technology can create bubbles of protected spacetime. We can preserve pockets of our galaxy even if we can't stop their initial advance. And from those safe havens, we can launch our counterattack. High Commander Xyrix's crystalline form pulsed with what seemed to be approval. Our civilizations complement each other perfectly. Our experience fighting the void combined with your quantum manipulation technology. Together, we might achieve what neither of us could do alone. Richardson watched as the tactical display showed the next phase of humanity's evolution. The secret fleet that had defended Earth would become the core of a new armada. The hidden technology would be refined and expanded. The deception that had protected Earth would become the shield that protected life itself. We have 3 centuries to prepare, Reyes stated. 300 years to transform our hidden fleet into the galaxy's greatest defense force. To turn our quantum technology from a protective measure into a weapon against the darkness itself. The quantum display showed the future Oracle had predicted, vast networks of quantum-protected spaces throughout the galaxy, connected by corridors of preserved spacetime. A galaxy transformed not by conquest but by the need to survive. Humanity spent 50 years pretending to be less than we were, Richardson said, addressing the assembled leaders. We hid in the shadows, preparing for a threat we couldn't name. Now we step into the light, not as conquerors, not as victims, but as guardians. The crystalline hex-arch representatives interfaced with Earth's quantum network, beginning the transfer of their vast knowledge about the void harmonics. In return, humanity shared the secrets of their quantum technology, the fruits of 50 years of hidden development. The galaxy will never be the same, Xyrix observed. But perhaps that's what's needed. The old ways of fighting cannot defeat an enemy that consumes energy itself. We need humanity's unique approach, the ability to hide in plain sight, to exist in the spaces between. As the Galactic Defense Council session concluded, Richardson looked at the quantum display one last time. The simulation showed the void harmonics approach, the wave of darkness moving between the stars. But now it also showed humanity's response, quantum-protected zones spreading through the galaxy like a web of light, preparing safe havens for all forms of life. We spent 50 years hiding our light from the universe, Reyes said, standing beside him. Now we'll spend 300 years teaching the galaxy how to hide its light from the darkness. Perhaps that was always our destiny. The future was uncertain, but humanity had always thrived on uncertainty. They had turned their paranoia into preparation, their fear into strength, and their isolation into an advantage. Now they would turn their deception into salvation, not just for Earth, but for all life in the galaxy. As Richardson left the council chamber, he couldn't help but smile at the irony. Humanity had spent so long pretending to be less than they were, only to discover that their greatest deception had prepared them to become more than anyone could have imagined. The war for the galaxy's soul would begin in 3 centuries. And this time, humanity wouldn't be hiding in the shadows. They would be leading the charge against the darkness itself.